going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. So good to have you here. So I haven't done one of these in a while, and I thought it was only right after being able to catch this movie. Um, it's an adaptation of my favorite author, Stephen King. So let's dive right into this episode of movies you should have seen. Now, which movie is this? Well, as you know by the thumbnail, we are talking about The Long Walk. The Long Walk came out last year, and I know a lot of people have probably seen this movie. And if I watched it last year and I missed it, just a lot of things were happening when it came out, so I missed it. But if I had the opportunity to watch this movie last year, it definitely would have made my top 10 movies of the year list. But I didn't. I watched it a couple of weeks ago, finally had an opportunity to sit down and watch it. And I know you're thinking, Marcus, you're late. Why are you talking about this movie? Because it was so fucking good. And I've been talking with some friends who haven't watched it because of the trailers didn't really attract them and some of the things being said about it. So for those people who have not watched this film yet, this one is for you. So if you're kind of sitting, teeter-tottering between should I watch it, should I not, please watch this movie. So The Long Walk, again, it's an adaptation of Stephen King's novel. He wrote it at the age of 19 while he was in college, but it wasn't published until 1979 under the pseudonym that he used back then, Richard Bachman. So he wrote it when he was 19 and 67, and it didn't get published until 79. This movie is incredible. I actually didn't read this book. I know I'm a huge fan of Stephen King, but I have not read all of his novels. So, and I'm glad I didn't. And the reason why I say I'm glad I didn't is because this movie does make some changes that now that I know what was in the novel, I actually think the changes that they made for the film made more sense for movie audiences. And I enjoyed it. If they stuck to the material, I'm not sure I would have enjoyed it as much. Some things are just better in a book than they are in a movie. But now that I've seen the film, I want to go back and read the movie, the book. But anyways, let's talk about the film. So The Long Walk, really quickly, Marcus's version of what the story is about. Essentially, it's in a dystopian world where there's this game called The Long Walk, and a representative, a boy from each state, gets picked through a lottery to be able to participate in this long walk. Now, if you win, you get massive, life changing amounts of money in one wish. However, the catch is you have to walk at least 3 miles per hour. If you drop below that, you get a warning. And if you continue to drop below that, you get another warning. And third warning, you get killed. And then if you walk away anywhere off the road, it's an immediate termination. It's a wrap. And the boys have to walk until there's only one person left. And the last surviving person wins the game. Now, you might think to yourself, well, damn, Marcus, you just gave away the whole movie. No, I didn't. But that is what this movie is about. It's about this game called The Long Walk, and you got to survive it. Now, there are a lot of people comparing it to Hunger Games, and I get it. At the end of the day, this was directed by Francis Lawrence, who directed the Hunger Games, Catching Fire, Mockingjay Parts 1 and 2, and Ballad of the Songbirds. So obviously the person attached to the Hunger Games, along with this being a game in a dystopian world, it makes sense that there are comparisons. But let me tell you something. If you haven't watched this movie yet because you're thinking, oh, it's just like Hunger Games, you are mistaken. It is not like Hunger Games outside of the things that I just mentioned. That yes, it is in the dystopian world. Yes, it is a game. Yes, you do have to survive. But this is brutal. And here's what I loved about the movie is it's character driven because it's legit on this road. Like that is the movie. And you think to yourself, well, who in the world would want to watch a film with a bunch of dudes walking on the road? And I can understand why you would feel that way. But it's character driven and the acting is great. This cast is fantastic. They carry the movie. And here's the other piece about it. You got Cooper Hoffman, David Johnson, of course, Mark Hamill, and many other young men in these roles, but they do such a good job of making you care for characters. And not to give anything away because, well, I guess it's kind of expected, but in a film where you have to be the last one surviving, you're going to lose some of these characters. So you go in trying not to really care for anybody, but you do. Even the assholes, like, you care for these characters. And when they buy it, yowzers. The violence is crazy. But watch this movie. If you have not seen The Long Walk, and you know me, I typically, when I do these movies you should have seen, I go back to old films. But I think that I've spoken to enough people about this movie that I felt the need to talk about it here on my channel because this movie was freaking fantastic. Acting, writing, it's shot very well, and it's very moving. For those who read the book and you haven't seen the movie, yes, there are some changes, but I think the changes made sense. Some people did not. The ending is very different from the book and the film, but I like film ending, but I can understand for those who read the book that why they would not like the movie's ending. But with that being said, I think it's a great film. Check it out. The Long Walk. If I was to give it a review on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being miss this one, zone out is trash, and 5 being is fantastic, it's a must see, it'd be a 5. And I'm sad I missed it, but I'm glad it was on streaming and I was able to catch it. What a movie. Listen, when I tell you it is gut wrenching, like I definitely cried on a few scenes. Like, I definitely got misty eyed on a few scenes. Like, it is very character driven, and the brutality is there, and you care about these boys, and you shouldn't, because at some point somebody's going to buy it, and man, do they buy it. And when they buy it, it hits hard. But anyways, check it out, The Long Walk. If you haven't had the opportunity to check it out, do me a favor, do yourself a favor. It is a great movie. Bring tissue and know that you are about to be on an emotional roller coaster with some very gut wrenching scenes, but it's worth it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And of course, as always, don't spoil it. I know it's older. I mean, it came out last year, but some people haven't seen it. So I try not to spoil these things because, again, you're checking this out because you haven't seen the movie yet. But love to hear y'all thoughts if you've seen the movie in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. Do me a favor. If you like the content, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe. And hit that little alarm button as well so you can get alerted whenever I post new content. And also, do me a favor, share with other people who you think would like this content as well. We have a big goal of 1,000 subscribers we're trying to get to, and we need your help. Appreciate it. Till the next one. Peace.